Hey guys, welcome to the Punk Rock Condition, where we explore, discover, and appreciate all things punk rock. If that interests you, please subscribe. Here on today's episode, we're doing episode 4 of Lyrical Corner, where I take a little deeper dive on some lyrical content in one of my favorite bands or favorite songs of all time. And I'm happy to say that here today, we're taking a look at a song called Pamphleteer by the Weakerthans.
Sing, oh, what force on earth could be weaker than the feeble strength of one like me, remembering the way it could have been. So help me with this barricade, no surrender, no defeat. The specters haunting Albert Street, I am your pamphleteer.
And before you freak out, punk rock police come at me about the Weakerthans not being a punk band. It is what it is. I mean, I feel like they are the emotional, soft rock, indie type band for punk rockers. If you don't know, their singer John K. Samson was initially in Propaganda for 6 or 7 years for their first 2 albums before parting ways and forming the Weakerthans, and then, you know, Todd coming into Propaganda. Side note, I know it's Propaganda. John K. Samson is one of the most naturally, uniquely talented songwriters ever to grace music, let alone the punk genre or the punk adjacent, right? And I know that they're when they parted ways, when he left Propaganda, it was amicable. And the way I look at it, when you have 2 titan talents like Chris and John, it's like, you know, the Shawshank Redemption. Some birds aren't meant to be caged. You know, John K had to go and do his thing, and thank God he did. I love all 4 of the Weakerthans records, I really do. And he has a litany of songs that touch my soul. His lyrics are incredible, man. And I have seen John play solo several times, and it's always such a satisfying, emotional, profound experience. He's just so, calm and talented and matter-of-fact and authentic. I'm a big fan. And I've certainly seen the Weakerthans a couple times as well, and they are just everything. They bring it home. They are fantastic live, whether you see them. I've seen them stripped down, just a couple of them playing together. I saw them as a 3-piece one time. It was fucking amazing. And then I've seen the DVD where they play as the full band, and they pull it off no matter what. So yeah, although the Weakerthans are not a stylistically dyed-in-the-wool punk band, I think it is the Weakerthans, especially I think when they formed, it was probably like everyone knew, oh, you know, that's John from Propaganda over there. But by the time 2000 came around and they put out Left and Leaving, anybody that was remembering that John was in Propaganda was probably like, who cares? This is now fully realized. Their first record, Fallow, is good, but Left and Leaving is a fucking classic, and it has some songs on it that they should play at my wake. They mean a lot to me. And nothing more than this song that we're going to be taking a look at, Pamphleteer. Now, the thing is that John's lyrics are very open to interpretation. They're incredibly poetic, incredibly clever, super emotional. And so this is just my interpretation and what I have always taken from this song, and it is one of my favorite all-time songs. So please feel free to share your interpretations as well. And the thing is that this is like a 5-minute song, and it has a lot of instrumentation type outro stuff. So when we get through a bulk of the lyrics, I'll just kind of play through the rest of the song. We won't have to sit here and listen to it all the way through. And if you want to take it upon yourself to check out the song on your own, and this record, man, Left and Leaving is great. It's not their best, Reconstruction Site is, but man, great album. Gotta love the Weakerthans. Where are my Weakerthans fans at? Holler at me in the comments. Let me know what they mean to you. So let's take a quick look at Pamphleteer, one of my all-time favorite songs, and talk about what it means.
I'm standing on this corner, can't get their attention. Facing rush hour, faces turned around. I clutch my stack of paper, press one to a chest, then watch it swoop, stutter to the ground.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. Standing on this corner, can't get their attention. Facing rush hour, faces turned around. John K. paints pictures in your mind, bro. He takes you there to the point that he's trying to make and lets you see it for yourself. And this is a pamphleteer, somebody giving out a pamphlet, trying to get somebody to buy into what they're selling or what they're, whatever it is that they want you to understand. They're handing something out to you, right? So a pamphleteer. I'm standing on this corner handing out a pamphlet. Facing rush hour, faces turned around because they're going away. So it's a busy intersection with the rush hour implication. It's busy. There's a lot of people. But the rush hour faces are facing away from him. And so he's struggling to get anybody to listen to what he has to say. So I clutch my stack of paper, press one to a chest, then watch it swoop and stutter to the ground. So that's him, making his first attempts to hand stuff out, right? You're on the corner, you hand one out, you press it to someone's chest, and they don't accept it. And it swoops and kind of stutters to the ground inauspiciously. And it's just kind of a helpless feeling like, hey, I'm out here trying to do this thing. I can't get anybody to try and take what I'm trying to hand out here. The frustration is mounting. And so he paints the picture and he sets the mood, sets the tone, sets the idea of the pamphleteer thing. Fucking brilliant.
I'm weary with right angles, abbreviated daylight, waiting for a winter to be done. Why do I still see you in every mirrored window, in all that I could never overcome?
I'm weary of right angles, abbreviated daylight, and waiting for winter to be done. These things in your life that bring you down at a right angle, like coming up against something and having to go a different direction. And then abbreviated daylight, we all get bummed out during the winter time when the days get shorter. I'm in the middle of it right now. Seasonal affective disorder, or whatever the acronym is for SAD that people talk about. Abbreviated daylight, I'm weary with it. I'm waiting for winter to be done. The days are too short. I need to be heard. I need to be seen. So why do I still see you in every mirrored window, in all that I could never overcome? That is one of the most interpretable, interesting lines in the song. So why do I still see you in every mirror? So everywhere I see a reflection, whether it be a storefront or whether it be an actual mirror, he's either saying that he sees himself and he's sick of looking at the failure that he is, the failure that he's unable to communicate what he's giving out, who he is, the pamphlet that he's giving out. I'm sick of seeing you. Everywhere I look, there I am. And it's just frustrating because I can't overcome this stuff. Or is he saying, why do I still see you, the person that he's later talking about in this song, the one that got away, the person that he couldn't connect with, that he wanted to? Why can't I shake you? Why are you following me around? Why are you haunting me? So he's bringing us down to this, I need you to understand me kind of thing, right? So that's where we're at. Just brilliant, beautiful, poetic writing.
I don't know what I should do with my hands when I talk to you. How you don't know where you should look, so you look at my hands. How movements rise and then dissolve, melted by
just there's like a little bit of tension in the chords as well. Now we're actually personalizing it. He was kind of speaking generally there about being out on the corner and wanting people to listen. But now it's personal. How I don't know what I should do with my hands when I talk to you. So now it's almost like the whole metaphor is about the Pamphleteer thing is not him actually on a corner. It's him trying to talk to a female, I guess. Someone that he's interested in, that he wants to speak with and to pick up what he's putting down. And he's feeling awkward and unsure. I don't know what to do with my hands when I talk to you. And potentially you feel the same way because you don't know where to look. So you look at my hands and we're having this like kind of awkward, clumsy interaction while we try to figure out if I can metaphorically hand my pamphleteer to you and you'll take it and then we can talk. It's brilliant. And how movements rise and then dissolve, melted by our shallow breath, how causes dance away from me. I am your pamphleteer. Get the fuck out of here with this brilliance, dude. How movements rise and then dissolve, melted by our shallow breath. This casual interaction that he's having, every little thing is significant in some way, even though it's just this interaction that he's having with this person. The movements rise and then dissolve, melted by our shallow breath of the conversation we're having, and how no matter what I want, the causes of the things that are happening, they dance away from me. It's out of my control. I'm not in control of this situation. I'm just trying to find my footing with it, right? I am your pamphleteer. I'm the guy on the corner who you're looking at, maybe overlooking. How wouldn't you overlook some guy on a corner handing out a pamphlet? You just overlook them. So he's now feeling like he's losing the battle and he's just a pamphleteer. He's just some guy that you would walk by. That's how I take that. Really profound, really picturesque. All right, let's cruise into the second verse.
This room in time to the beat of the Gestetner. Contemplate my next communique. The rhetoric and treason of saying that I'll miss you, of saying, hey, well, maybe you should stay.
So I walk this room in time to the beat of the Gestetner, contemplate my next communique. So I guess the Gestetner's an old, I think it's like an old copy machine, like maybe the OG copy machine. So the way I've always taken this is that the sound of a copy machine, like when it's spitting stuff out, is what you would do if you were getting pamphleteer or pamphlets made. So he's now back in the metaphorical room, making these pamphlets, making more of them to see if he can get his point across. And he thinks about the next communique and what he could possibly say next time. The rhetoric and treason of saying that I'll miss you, of saying, hey, well, maybe we should stay. Now we know the interaction that he's having and the person he's talking to is now it's like it feels like a relationship he doesn't want to have to let go of, and how dangerous it might be. Treasonous even, to say I miss you and maybe you should stay. But if you admit it that you're going to miss them and that you should stay, you might come on too strong. So he doesn't know if that's what he should say or not, but he clearly wants to say it.
Sing Ep.4 on earth could be weaker than the feeble strength of one like me, remembering the way it could have been. So help me with this barricade. No surrender, no defeat.
just becomes like kind of orchestra-like. But all right, let's dive in on that last little piece there. Sing. Oh, oh, what force on earth could be weaker than the feeble strength of one like me, remembering the way it could have been. Holy shit, now we're talking about a serious relationship. A force on earth being weaker than the feeble strength. What a turn of phrase. And he says weaker than in there, which is great. And it can't be where the name of the band came from because the band was already established. Unless he wrote this song before he started the band. What a vastly emotional concept of, and then the feeble strength of one like him remembering the way it could have been. Man, what a vulnerable place to be. To lose somebody or to be thinking about the way things could have turned out with somebody. It is kind of a weak, feeble place to be, a beaten down place to be. Remembering the way it could have been. What a melancholy, emotional thing to say. And then he brings it home with so help me with this barricade. No surrender, no defeat. A specter's haunting Albert Street. I am your pamphleteer. So he's asking for help with this wall so that he can get through it and potentially work through whatever happened. He's not surrendering. He's not defeated yet. He still has his little piece that he's selling to try and get what he wants. The pamphleteer giving it out, trying to get you to take that pamphlet and be with him. And then the specters haunting Albert Street. That's the old specters haunting Europe thing from like the Communist Manifesto, maybe, I think, where it's like a turn of phrase saying like this imminent thing that you really need to worry about. This specter is haunted. The idea, like, if you don't take my pamphlet and this is really over, man, what a tragedy. Personal tragedy it's going to be for me. So yeah, specter haunting Albert Street instead of specter haunting Europe. And Albert Street maybe just where he lives or where he's standing giving out this pamphlet. And the rest of the song just is musical outro that goes on for a minute.
I am your pamphleteer.
And now what you'll notice if you listen to it is just he actually starts using the music to convey the mood of this like kind of hopelessly hopeful thing. Man, am I just your pamphleteer? Are you going to walk on by? Man. So absolutely one of my all-time favorite songs, and John Kay is one of my all-time favorite songwriters, always will be. I have so much admiration for him. So let me know what you thought of that song. If this maybe turns you on to the Weakerthans, if you've never heard of them before, I would say go listen to Left and Leaving and Reconstruction Site immediately. They're wonderful. Anybody who is a fan of this band or this song in particular, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you thought and or what your interpretation is of those incredibly poetic lyrics. So yeah, episode 4 of Lyrical Corner, Weakerthans Pamphleteer. See you guys on the next one.